In the glittering world of international beauty pageants, where poise, grace, and split-second reactions define success, few moments capture the raw vulnerability of competition quite like the one that unfolded during the 2025 Miss Grand International event in Bangkok, Thailand. The pageant, known for its high-stakes drama and celebration of feminine empowerment, reached an unexpected crescendo when Miss Panama, Isamar Herrera, experienced a heart-wrenching onstage blunder that quickly became the talk of social media and beyond. What began as a routine announcement of finalists turned into a viral spectacle of human error, awkward silence, and ultimately, a testament to resilience under pressure. The evening's proceedings were in full swing, with the auditorium packed to capacity. Fans from every corner of the globe had gathered, their cheers echoing off the walls as the host, Matthew Dean, took center stage. Dean, a seasoned MC with a knack for building suspense, was methodically revealing the names of the top contenders. The air was thick with anticipation. Contestants stood tall in their elaborate gowns, smiles plastered on faces that had been rehearsed for perfection. Each announcement elicited roars from national contingents, flags waving like a colorful sea of pride. It was the kind of electric atmosphere that pageants thrive on, where dreams hang in the balance and one name can alter the trajectory of a young woman's life. When Dean's voice boomed through the speakers, proclaiming Miss Paraguay Cecilia Romero as a finalist, the moment should have been straightforward. Romero, representing her nation with quiet confidence, was poised to step forward into the spotlight. But in the cacophony of the hall, filled with overlapping cheers, rustling fabrics, and the hum of excitement, something went awry. Isamar Herrera, the radiant representative from Panama, misinterpreted the announcement. In her mind, the words twisted into Miss Panama, a auditory illusion born from the desperate hope that had carried her through months of rigorous preparation. Without a moment's hesitation, she erupted into celebration. Her face lit up with unbridled joy, hands clapping enthusiastically as she executed what can only be described as a flawless pageant strut toward the front of the stage. Picture the scene. Herrera, elegant in her shimmering ensemble, gliding across the polished floor with the practiced elegance of someone who had spent countless hours in heels and under spotlights. She reached the cluster of finalists, striking a pose that would have earned applause on any other night, chin lifted, shoulders back, a smile that radiated triumph. The crowd, however, fell into an almost eerie hush. The silence was palpable, broken only by the faint murmur of confusion rippling through the audience. It was as if time had frozen, the collective breath held in suspense as the reality of the mix-up dawned. Dean, ever the professional, interjected with a gentle but firm correction that cut through the tension like a knife. I beg your pardon," he said, his tone laced with empathy rather than judgment. "I announced Miss Grand Paraguay." He paused, acknowledging the chaos of the moment with a light-hearted addendum. "There is a lot of noise in this hall, packed with fans from all over the world." It was a diplomatic save, one that diffused some of the awkwardness while highlighting the very human elements at play in such high-pressure environments. As Cecilia Romero finally stepped forward, her own poise unbroken, Herrera had no choice but to retrace her steps. The walk back to her spot was undoubtedly one of the longest of her life, each footfall echoing the sting of embarrassment, yet she held her head high, refusing to let the moment shatter her composure. This incident wasn't just a fleeting mishap. It encapsulated the intense psychological toll of competing on a global stage. Pageants like Miss Grand International, founded in 2013 as a platform to promote tourism and cultural exchange, demand not only physical perfection but emotional fortitude. Contestants undergo grueling schedules, early morning fitness routines, media training sessions, cultural immersion activities, and the constant scrutiny of judges evaluating everything from swimsuit walks to impromptu Q&A responses. For Herrera, a 24-year-old law student from Panama City with a background in modeling and advocacy for environmental causes, the journey to Bangkok had been a labor of love. She had qualified through national competitions, enduring eliminations and critiques that tested her limits. Her platform focused on ocean conservation, a passion inspired by Panama's coastal heritage, and she had hoped to use the pageant as a megaphone for change. Yet, in that split second of mishearing, all the preparation collided with vulnerability. The blunder spread like wildfire online, with clips from the official YouTube channel of Grand TVCH amassing millions of views within hours. TikTok and Instagram Reels dissected every angle. Slow-motion replays of her celebratory cheer, close-ups of the silent crowd, and memes that ranged from empathetic to outright humorous. One viral edit paired the moment with dramatic orchestral swells, turning the walk of shame into a cinematic tragedy. Comments poured in, a digital chorus reflecting the spectrum of human reaction. These things happen, Herrera herself would later reflect, her words carrying the wisdom of someone who had stared defeat in the face and blinked first. It was a mistake, and this is a competition. You have to know how to lose and recognize the triumph of others. Her grace in defeat resonated deeply. In interviews following the event, Herrera elaborated on the emotional whirlwind, emphasizing the supportive network that buoyed her spirits. The other girls rallied around me immediately, she shared, describing hugs and whispered encouragements from fellow contestants who understood the fragility of such moments. This sisterhood is a hallmark of modern pageants, evolving from the cutthroat rivalries of decades past to a more collaborative ethos. Miss Philippines Emma Tiglao, who ultimately claimed the crown that night, sent a personal message of solidarity, praising Herrera's spirit as the true mark of a winner. Tiglao's victory speech touched on themes of unity, subtly nodding to the incident as a reminder that imperfection humanizes us all. Social media became a battleground of opinions, with defenders quick to shift blame elsewhere. Why hadn't Paraguay's Romero stepped forward sooner? One commenter pondered, theorizing that the noise drowned out the announcement for multiple ears. Clearly Paraguay wasn't listening either, another noted, pointing out that Dean had to repeat the name for clarity. Critics turned their ire toward the production team, decrying the acoustics of the venue and the lack of immediate intervention. This whole production seems like a mess, one user vented, highlighting how the camera lingered on Miss Canada instead of the intended focus, allowing the confusion to snowball. It sparked broader discussions about the logistics of live events, the challenges of sound engineering in multicultural settings, the pressure on hosts to ad-lib recoveries, and the ethical question of whether organizers should have paused proceedings to avoid public humiliation.